Welcome to Gaming Daddies, the podcast where fatherhood meets the digital grind. I'm Tedder, one of your 3 Gaming Daddies, and each week the 3 of us sit down to talk about the games we're playing, how we balance gaming with family life, and the big conversations happening in the gaming world. This week, unfortunately, we are without Jay as he is taking some personal time to work on some endeavors that he's got going on with working at home, so we're going to miss him this episode, probably the next couple of episodes, but that's okay. We're excited for him for when he does return with us. This week, we are going to talk about the PlayStation State of Play, the new releases that were assigned to it, as well as some that we were expecting and didn't get, and some that we got that we weren't expecting. So grab your controller, or maybe you're just your 1 hour of peace and quiet, and let's hit start.
It's good to be back. I hate when we have to take some time off. You know, can't gather together to discuss, the big news of the day, the most important news of the day, might I say. Break bread or digital bread, digital food. It reminds me, why is it in Legend of Zelda, when you screw up a recipe, it comes out pixelated, rancid stuff. That doesn't happen to me in the kitchen. Maybe it should, though.
Yours isn't pixelated when it comes out bad? Mine is.
Yours comes out pixelated when it's bad?
Mm-hmm.
Well, do you still eat it?
I mean, it's only worth half a heart, so no.
Does it give you negative stat effects?
Absolutely.
Good. Okay, that's fun. That's fun. I've learned something new already. See? So,
You should.
before we get on to the big topic of this week, let's share some parenting life updates. How's the parenting household being ran under the Tedder rule? It sounded better in my head. How's the Tedder household doing?
Man, we're recovering. We had RSV and all the fun that came with that, and the hospital stay that stayed at that. So we're excited to be on the other side of that and on the recovery train. Now we're just going to pass around the sickness to all the adults in the house, and then it will be back to Ronin's turns,
Get up, get down with the sickness. So it's like the merry-go-round of the crud. So happy to hear the boy's good.
Yeah.
Sad that the wife's got it now. So you're just actively quarantining yourself. Post up in the gaming office.
Yeah, no, there's nothing else we can do. Just gonna come around anyway, so it's fine.
You better gear up,
build up our immunity. What about y'all?
Better drink up some tonics or something. We're doing good. It's been a pretty fun little couple weeks. The lad is growing. We've got 2 teeth on the bottom there, so he's like a reverse buck tooth. I'm pretty sure I mentioned that already, but we're on the other side of teething. He's becoming a little more independent now. He got upset with Nicole holding him because he wanted to lay in his pack and play with his toys.
Nice.
So he wanted more independent playtime. We would put him in the pack and play on his back, and we would be watching TV or doing something, and then we would look at him again, and then he would be on his belly facing 90 degrees the other way.
Yeah.
He's starting to sit up more on his own, more stable for a little bit longer period of time before he tumbles over. He tuckered himself out last night playing and fell asleep. We came and checked on him, and he was laid in an awkward position on his belly, head pressed up against the wall of the pack and play, thumb halfway in mouth, and he was just passed smooth out. He was done. And so we let him nap, and then it didn't occur to us until it was time to give him his 6:45 nighttime bottle and put him to bed that, probably shouldn't have had an hour nap before. So it took a little bit of time to get him to sleep for the night, but it was good though. Man, he's zooming around in his walker. He's very active. He's much more giggling. He loves hearing different types of voices. So talking to him in a different voice and bobbing my head up all around, and he'll just be losing it, like the funniest thing he's ever heard, which is nice change of pace in this household. I usually don't get laughed at for my jokes or impressions. I usually get laughed at in the derogatory way, but it's fine. It's fine. My kid loves me. It's all good. He loves his feet. He loves to chew on his feet. which is a little strange. He even offered me one of his feet before,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, no, just away. And so, yeah, but I mean, we're all doing good. No sickness going on around here. No sickness around here. Just trying new foods, eating it up and doing the dream, living the dream,
There you go.
Did you get any gaming done?
No.
Probably not with Ronan being sick.
Now, okay, I say that. Last week I did get a couple of hours in,
There you go.
but it was I already talked to you about this, but it was the Dragon Quest
Oh,
7
yeah.
reimagined. So, I mean, I played the demo of it, and of course I fell in love with it, so I'm
Man, that
excited to
was
play the rest
fun.
of it.
That
Mhm,
was fun. Like,
mhm.
it looks so good.
Oh, yeah.
It feels so good. Like, the combat was the strangest thing for me, but that's they're consistent in how they do their combat throughout the other ones that I've played too, but it was really, really fun. Um, God, it just looks cool, and, the story seems cool too, so I'm
Mhm.
excited to, hopefully revisit that later on in the future. Um, I've kind of gamed a little bit. I've been playing on the Game Boy Advance, Nintendo Online on the Switch, and I've been playing through Metroid Zero Mission,
Yeah.
and I'm at Mother Brain right now. But in this version of it, there's like a whole like another third of the game right after that. So I'm enjoying it. It's my first Metroid game I've ever played, and it's pretty
Mhm.
fun. It was pretty speedy to get through, but I also hear this is like one of the easier entries, so I'm excited to keep exploring that. But outside of that, I haven't landed on anything to play yet. Um, I recently acquired a PS2 from eBay and bought some games from Mom and Pop while they were on the cheap. So I kind of been playing through Burnout Takedown, which
Yeah.
was one of my favorite games growing up, and I got some other classics that I had as a child, like Sands of Time.
Mhm.
I bought Final Fantasy X. You would be proud of me. Never played Final Fantasy X, but I bought it.
Yeah.
It was like $7 or $8. So, and I got 12 and Tony Hawk's Underground 2 and something else. I can't remember what it was off the top of my head. But anyway, so that's been my gaming adventures. So I'm on the hunt for my big project game, but that's about it. I've been tinkering around in Fallout 76. It's Fallout, you know, haven't really done much, but just kind of piddling around on that. So anyways, that's that. So anything else noteworthy before we jump into the news of the day?
No, man, pretty much the same old, same old. Hopefully
Same
I'll
old,
get some
same
more
old.
time when we get to spring break.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's seems like a far off dream, but plugging away one day at a time.
Mhm.
All right, let's jump in. Sony had a massive state of play this past week. Yeah, it was
Oh.
Thursday. Yeah, it was this past
Oh, yeah.
Thursday, and wasn't it billed as like their longest state of play ever or something like that? It was over an hour long, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was about an hour and 20, but I
Yeah,
mean, it was great. I mean, I loved everything about it.
it
So,
was pretty beefy, and I was pretty impressed. I didn't get to watch the whole thing, but I did watch big chunks of it as it went along throughout the day. So the list I'm referring to as we begin discussion about this, and I think you're using the same one too, is the aggregated list from Game Informer from their coverage
mhm,
of it because it covers the announcements in order from the beginning of the show on. While other IGN, like people like IGN and other news outlets have covered like the major announcements or things like that. So this is the list we're using, and so I guess we can just jump right on in. So the state of play opened with Kenna Scars of Kazmora.
mhm,
Are you familiar with this series? I've never played Kenna. I believe the first game was called Bridge of Spirits. Was that right?
mhm.
Yeah, the
Yep.
first one was Bridge of Spirits. Never played the first one, but watching the announcement trailer for this and seeing the gameplay footage of it, what they at least presented, it looks really cool. Like it looks really fun. The
Mhm.
story seems cool. The combat seems pretty cool too. Like the boss fights and stuff that they've shown was really nice. So, what was your thoughts on Kenna Scars of Cosmora?
Yeah, so I mean, I was a big Kenneth fan from the beginning anyway. It was one of the first games I played on the PS5. It was also one of the ones that I streamed, the last one I streamed on. Twitch. Um, so I mean, it's really good. It was kind of had these little sprites, like these little spirit, like little soots, that you'd go around, you'd find them, kind of like the Korok seeds, where you had to find them in weird places, and then once you collected them, like they would travel around with you, and you'd send them off, and they would go, um, kind of collect things for you, go collect other things. So it was really cute game. Of course, it
Mm-hmm.
was gorgeous graphics, very colorful.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then the whole idea of you like controlling these spirits while also like you're trying to resolve um or put spirits to rest and kind of solve what happened, kind of helping to ease the anger and the frustrations from passed away spirits. um the whole game was really cool,
Yeah.
really gorgeous, and honestly, like, people are talking about how this one seems very rogue, not roguelike, very Souls-like. They're like, "Man, these bosses seem like a challenge." Man, I'll be honest, if I didn't play it on easy mode, I wouldn't have been able to beat the first game. Like, it
Really.
it was hard.
Really
So,
interesting.
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of very short parry times. You gotta time your stuff right. You've gotta hit with the right things. You gotta know where to aim. So, like, it was very frustrating when I first played it. So, I think this is more of the same, which I'm excited about. They do have the new fox spirit that they were talking about, or that you were riding around on. Of course, he looks adorable, and so
Oh
I'm
yeah.
excited to jump into this game as well and see where it goes.
Well, it seems very interesting. Uh, so I'm kind of interested to maybe put Bridge of Spirits on my backlog and maybe go and revisit that. Is it that first one came out just a few years ago, wasn't it? There wasn't a big gap in time
Cool.
between this one and the last one, huh?
Mm-mm. Like
Mm,
2021, 22.
cool. Yeah, so that's exciting. Looking forward to hearing more about Kenna as it gets closer to release, which is this year, isn't it? Did it
Mhm.
have a release date attached to this one? I don't remember.
It just says 2026.
2026. Perfect. All right. So we start with Kenna and then we bridge right into Ghost of Yote Legends. This is
Mhm.
I'm assuming this is like a DLC or a
Uh,
patch or something. It's not a
no, this
mainline
is the
entry.
No, this is the multiplayer. They did the same thing with Ghost of Tsushima, where they opened up about a year after its release. They opened up a multiplayer version, and you get to pick one of four classes. So you could be a samurai, you could be an archer, you could be, different kinds of character class, and then you could get online and play with other people. And you kind of went through these boss realms. You had certain specific tasks that you had to do. This one looks like you get the original Yote 6, but instead of the Yote 6 being humans, now they're actually their characters. So like the Katsune is actually a Katsune spirit. The
Oh,
spider is no longer just a guy wearing a spider mask, but he's actually a spider spirit. Or the Oni is not just an Oni mask, he's an actual Oni. So your bosses are not people, they're actually like these
the
big
thing they
mamma
represent.
jammas. Yeah, the demonic Yote 6. So
Interesting.
um
That's what
but
wasn't
it's
clicking.
still, yeah, and it's still the legends, because in the original Ghost of Tsushima, the Legends was this storyteller, and he was kind of telling you this story of the legend of XYZ, and that's how you got to jump into this world of the Legends. And so
Okay.
it kind of seems like they're going to turn this into something similar, where now we're no longer talking about people; they've become legends, which makes them into demonic beings. So anyway, will
Interesting.
I play it? Probably not,
Yeah.
but, from what I understand, it should be free
Yeah,
as
that
long as you own the game.
sounds like a patch, so it sounds like a free patch just being attached to the game.
Mhm,
Well, that's really cool. Yeah, I couldn't quite connect the dots between the demonic figure and the actual,
mhm.
representation in the game itself. But now that makes a lot of sense. I think that's a cool element actually. So I think that's really nice. With a release date of March 10th, nice little co-op, four-player co-op feature for Ghost of Yote. I'm sure that'll be fun. That doesn't quite, resonate with me because I'm not much of a co-op-y type person with 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 stranger dangers and things like that
Mhm.
because like usually it just goes sideways or whatever. So uh, if you're looking forward to that, awesome for you. I'm sure that'll be nice and fun. Coming up right after that, we had the PC announcement for Death Stranding 2 on the beach. I don't think that's much of a surprise. It being ported over to the PC. I'm sure that that's going to come with a lot of graphical enhancements. Um, and then probably some usual like quality of life stuff that tends
Hmm.
to come with all the different ports when it happens. So no big shocker there. March 19th is the release for that. Any comments on Death Stranding 2? This just
Nope,
doesn't
still haven't played
seem
it.
like something that like like I'll watch a video of it and then I'm like, okay, this seems kind of cool. And then you get something ridiculous like a guy using a guitar as a gun. I'm like, nope, I'm done. I'm off with that. Just seems a little too off base for me. But,
Sure.
good for you. Bad Robot is making a game. At least this is the first one that I've ever heard of coming from Bad Robot Studios. Is usually a movie studio. Four Loop. Thoughts on this one?
Yeah,
Another
this one
co-op
seems
thing.
like I mean, I'm all for shooters, but man, I just didn't. None of this really impressed me.
Yeah.
Did it look like a pretty game? Yeah. Will I play it? No. I mean, it's another kind of extraction, somewhat kind of shooter, and
Hmm.
I'm done with that mechanic.
Yeah.
They're boring to me.
Yeah. And more the same with the co-op department stuff. I'm just not into that kind of thing.
Yep.
Just let me have my single player experience, and I think I'll be okay. So as we trucked along, Pragmata. Pragmata was next.
Yep.
Got a release date with
This
that one,
game,
April 24th.
yeah, this game looks gorgeous. If
Mm-hmm.
it was not so scary, I would probably give it a shot. But
Mm-hmm.
man, something about jumping into this world that looks like it's taken over by robots, like man, it just scares the heck out of me. And I
Mm-hmm.
don't think it's gonna be for me, but I think it's cool. I think the visuals are really awesome on it, and
Yeah.
I'm happy for whoever gets to play it. Very Banjo Kazooie, except in a shooter.
Okay, I wasn't expecting the Banjo Kazooie comparison so early on, but I like it. There is a demo available now on the PS Store. I don't know. I might get the itch to try the demo. This doesn't seem like a
Hmm.
game that would be for me, but it doesn't like a good demo, I guess. So looks like it's coming to everything, multi-platform.
Hmm.
A few months away from that. And then we get to one of the big reveals, or not really big reveals, but one of the big portions of this, Resident Evil Requiem.
Hmm.
We're
Which we
just
already knew about, and that game's
yeah.
coming out. I think the big
Um,
thing here was them showing the police department and his return to like a full circle of him going back to the police department after the nuke.
mhm,
So,
yeah. And I really think that this entry, again, I'm not a Resident Evil person. I'm very, very much against spooky games. But I like following the narrative, the overarching narrative of it all when it connects. I think it's very very nice.
mhm,
But I really think they have something special cooking here with this installment, especially with bringing it full circle with Leon. I remember the first announcement trailer for Requiem and that overhead shot of Raccoon City and the huge crater from the nuke that you see there. It's just like, oh my God, that like immediately puts scale with it. And seeing everything rolling along, and that and I oftentimes forget that Resident Evil doesn't exist in a world that's post-apocalyptic.
mhm,
The world is still trudging along and it's still progressing along. It's Raccoon City that's a ghost town, and like your wherever the Plagas was, and in Eastern Europe and things like that.
yeah,
But seeing Leon return to the police department was actually really cool, and then learning that he is once again infected with a what is it? They called it the Raccoon City syndrome or something like that. A the dormant infection that's left over of the T virus and all that stuff. So he's infected again, and so he's returning to I'm assuming seek a cure for that, and seeing Grace and dual protagonists split time together and having that all together. I think it's just going to be really, really cool to see and to follow that, and we're just a few weeks away from that. So looking forward to that major release here. So that's Resident Evil Requiem for you buds. And then moving on, we get we get something announced from a series that seems to be so long ago. Legacy of Kain gets a remastered of Defiance. Were you a Legacy of Kain person? Did you play any of
Man,
those?
I think I played one game, and that's about it. So, no, I was not.
Yeah, and I never played that. It's very actiony. I don't know if that would be for me or not. Just based off what I've seen. Not only are they getting the remaster, but they also announced a 2D side-scrolling prequel
Hmm.
entry into this series. Cool for Legacy of Kain fans that are out there. We're just under a month away from that, so there it is. Moving on, a new strategy. I guess this is a new strategy game called Brigandine Abyss.
Well, Brigandine was like an early PlayStation 1 game,
Oh, okay.
like 1996. Like it's been a long time since I've had another Brigandine game. Um, so I think this is just them coming back after all this time.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like an RTS kind of game. You get this board game aspect to it along with a storyline. Not my kind of game, but
Something akin to like Final Fantasy Tactics or something.
yeah, very much. Just that it's that JRPG kind of visuals. So
Gotcha.
I think it looks
Uh,
gorgeous.
yeah, I will say that there was a lull in the state of play for me personally, where it's just like, that's not hitting. Yeah, that's not hitting for me either. Yeah, and
Hmm.
before we started getting into some of the big stuff, I was like, oh, okay, maybe. Not to be confused with this next entry in the reveal, Dead or Alive 6, last round, releasing this summer. Not only did we get the announcement for this one, but the creative director of the series announced that a new entry in the series is in development right now. So I wasn't a big fighting game fan growing up. I liked Mortal Kombat 9. Um, that's pretty well lit, and I like Smash Brothers, but that's pretty well lit. I'm not big into like
Hmm.
the competitive fighting game scene. I don't know about yourself. Were you a Dead or Alive
No,
kid?
no, and I'm not like a Street Fighter or anything like that. Like
Yeah,
to me,
no.
this one's just kind of a nah. Move on.
Yeah. This kind of flew over me, and then we had another major hitter from Remedy showing off showing off Control Resonant.
Hmm.
Um, This looks pretty cool.
Hmm.
I'm not even gonna start there. I'm not even gonna lie, but I'm just gonna start there and say that this looks pretty amazing. Thoughts on this one?
It's spooky. I won't play it.
Really? You get the spooky vibe from
Mm-mm.
that?
Hmm.
Enemies look spooky, but it screams action to me.
Hmm. But still spooky. No,
Mm.
I'm not doing it.
Did you play Control? That was the first one, wasn't it? Did you play that
Hmm.
game?
Yeah, all 30 minutes of it before I ducked out of that.
Yeah, I think I only did like 15, 20 minutes of that, and I was like, probably not. But I mean, it looked cool, but
Hmm.
it just seemed very strange. But this looks cool. Like, the combat looks uh pretty engaging. I like
Hmm.
how you can be creative with it. And then it would appear that he has a weapon that I guess it just changes. Like that one thing can change into different things, I guess.
Hmm.
And like the traversal, like just like it says in the description, it's like very Doctor Strange / Inception, like it like changes perspective and things. And I mean that looks fun.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know if this is for me or not. Like I don't know if this would be a game that I would enjoy. But just watching the gameplay, it looks really kind of cool, like very stylish type thing. So I guess we'll just have to see as we get more into it.
Yep.
Um, Next, we have another co-op game, action RPG Crimson Moon.
Yeah, this one looks really cool.
Yeah,
But I wish I knew more about the gameplay. I mean, it looks gorgeous. It looks really cool. When they started announcing like this half human, half angel, I was like, a Nephilim. It's a
yeah. Just
Nephilim.
call it a Nephilim
and
already.
Nephilim. And then they did not, and I was so disappointed. So I was
That's the big reveal.
right. Um, and so it's like this half human,
you
half
know,
angel.
you know what I thought of as I was watching the announcement for this? I was like, man,
What?
the way that the combat was going, not only was I screaming Nephilim, but the combat, I was like, oh man, and the music, I was like, dude, this is like medieval Doom. This is like Sword and Shield Doom. Like this is exactly how this looks like it plays. And I don't know about you, but I enjoyed Doom a lot. The newer ones, like not the older ones. I never played the older ones, but the newer ones I really enjoyed a lot. So I was like, man, if this is like that, I can probably get behind it. I can probably get behind that. So looking forward to learning more about this one. So
Yes.
and maybe in the next trailer they will actually call him Nephilim.
Yeah. But I'm like you. I want to see more of this game before I decide whether I want this game or not. It looks cool. It's up my alley, but then again, it's also creepy. So
Yeah, sure.
we'll see.
Yeah,
We'll see.
Next, we had Beast of Reincarnation. I know nothing about this one. Apparently, this is not their first, trailer or anything to do with this. But I guess this one kind of flew over me. What do you know about this?
So, well, first off, let's start with who developed it. Game Freak. When
Oh my
you think
gosh,
Game Freak,
dude.
who do you think of? What game do you think of?
Dude, Pokemon, let's go.
Right? So when I saw this and I'm like, Game Freak, they're making another game. What in the not Pokemon is this?
No, it's like,
So
what kind of Pokemon is this?
yeah, we finally got Ninetales, but this is like Ninetales and Venusaur got together. So, man, I don't know. It looks gorgeous. I just hope that they lean more into the action element and less into the. I don't want this to be a Souls-like game.
Yeah.
If they turn this into an action game that's just gorgeous and, am I okay with, yeah, do some parry, do some stuff like that. That's fine, dodging. I'm just so tired of the Souls train that everybody's on.
The Soul Train? Yeah, that's a big fear I have, is that lean away from the Souls-like stuff. Let FromSoft take care of all that. That can be their thing. But I feel like more and more are starting to borrow elements of Souls-like games, and I think that's bad. That's oversaturation of a particular thing, and that's just not original.
Yes.
And I mean, just stick to what you know. It's okay to have regular action games and not get punished by the tutorial boss 80 hours. I mean, just let it be what it is. And so hopefully that's what we'll get with this one. Yeah, so I'm excited. I need to do some more research into this, and I'm excited for hardcore Pokemon. So look at you go, Game Freak. You're gonna need a bigger Pokeball because they're huge creatures. That Ninetales is huge.
All right, so moving on to the
Venus
next
Tails.
Venus Tails.
Venus tail SARS.
Ninetales, use Vine Whip.
Ninetales use Leech Seed. Wait. Moving on. We've beaten this dead Venusaur long enough. Rayman 30th anniversary. Rayman's 30 years old. Did you ever play Rayman growing up?
I've never played Rayman ever.
Really? I never did either. But I mean, I don't think it was because it didn't look cool. I just never played it. Like, it seems like a game, it's a platforming game. I mean, I don't know. I think PS Plus had, like, one of the free games was like something Rayman oriented. I may need to go and visit that to see. But Rayman, 30 years, anniversary edition. And it's already out. Cool. Interactive documentary, museum-like elements, Rayman's 5 original versions, and you can explore the mascot's history. So it's just celebrating Rayman, man. Just celebrating Rayman. That's awesome. I love
they're
it.
the old. It's all the old games. They've kind of put them out there for you to explore.
Yeah.
I don't know that there was really much upscaling or remastering done to them, but
just porting them
this
over.
is not the first time that we've seen, their museum-like elements from Ubisoft. I mean, they've done that in their Assassin's Creed games where they kind of go around and their historical monuments, they kind of make it into a museum. So it's not the first time we've seen that from Ubisoft, but we'll see.
That's cool.
Or sorry, Ubisoft, if you will.
Oh no, is that really how you pronounce it? Ubisoft?
Apparently.
Get out of here.
Ubisoft.
No, not my Ubisoft. Not my Ubisoft. Well, cool. For all you Rayman fans out there in the world, hopefully you get a good enjoyment out of there. Next we have Mina the Hollower. Never heard of this one.
Okay, so this was one that they announced a long time ago, and this is like a Zelda-like game. But think Link to the Past, like old school Zelda, top-down, isometric. Um, very it's interesting. You kind of get like this hook shot kind of thing, or a whip, or whatever it is. You can kind of tunnel underneath the surface. There's a lot of broken apart stuff, but it's very much Link to the Past. I'm trying to think of all those old names. Four Seasons, Oracle Seasons, Four
Four
Swords,
Seasons
that
is a
kind of
hotel.
Four Seasons. Anyway, it's that kind of quality. But this one's been known for a while. It just kind of dropped off the face of the earth, and then all of a sudden it's back. So
Interesting. I see that
Yep.
it's by Yacht Club Games, and I'm familiar with them with Shovel Knight.
Mhm.
Shovel Knight was a phenomenal game. Really enjoyed that game. Very, very 8-bit type platformer. Super old school, super fun, banging soundtrack. So if you're not familiar with Yacht Club Games, you really need to go and play Shovel Knight and try the Treasure Trove edition if at all possible. It's really, really fun, and I think if Mina the Hollower is anything remotely close to that, I think we're in for a real special treat. So this has a new demo, so I think I'm gonna go and download that and give that a shot
Mhm.
and see. Yeah, I think that would totally be for me, and especially if it's Zelda-like,
Mhm.
especially reminiscent of the old Zelda games. I think that would be fun.
Yeah, or even your Binding of Isaac. That's kind of the dungeon crawler side of it. So
Cool,
yeah, it would be a you kind of game.
cool. Nomada Studios, Neva, ain't never gonna get it, is getting a prologue DLC. I'm not familiar with Neva. Have you
Yeah,
heard of
this
this
one's
before?
well, just watching it, it's not really me kind of game. Have you've seen like the journey and stuff like that, where
Oh yeah,
it's like very pretty, but not a lot to it. Maybe some slight attack action
super
um
narrative,
stuff. Yes.
basically.
So
It's like a
um
walking sim, I guess.
yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
That's the vibe I get for it. I may be wrong about that, but it's not going to be for me. So
And I played Journey, like I played through that all the way through, and it
mhm.
was enjoyable. But that's one that you know you do once and you never go back to.
Yep.
For me anyway. And that's not a genre that I would like say that I'm trying to actively seek all those types of games out. It's just like, that's cool once every decade or something like that. But
Yep.
so this one would not be for me. So, but it's getting a prologue DLC nonetheless. Hopefully, you Neva fans out there enjoy that. Next, we have Yako Shinobi Ops. This
This
screams
one
you.
This one looks cool. I
Really?
mean, this is a stealth action kind of isometric top-down game. You go through these different zones and you can see what you're looking at. It's kind of like, and then you can see where you're blockaded. You kind of got this flashlight kind of looking thing that's going off for you to look at your zones. But then it's also like you're going through this demon shinobi world. And like if you get caught, you're gonna get killed or you're gonna get thrown out. So I don't know, man. This screams a me kind of game.
Nice.
So I'm excited for it. Whether I actually do it or not, I may have to wait until it finally comes on PS Plus. But yeah, no, this is really cool. It's really cool looking,
Cool.
gorgeous game. So
Well, you won't have long to wait. That's slated for a 2027 release. So excited for you. Excited to hear your thoughts on it as we get closer to it and after release. And next is an announcement trailer that I admittedly chuckled, even though that was not the intention
mm,
behind the announcement or whatever. And this game called Project Windlass,
mm-hmm.
and what is it? It's a video game adaptation of The Bird That Drinks Tears, and we get this super cool, like, mighty chicken warrior. Did you chuckle when you saw it?
No,
Be
I
honest.
actually didn't.
Were you eating
Um,
Zaxby's when this part played? Did you feel
Probably.
guilty?
Yeah. I did. Um, But then they were talking about it's so funny because they were just like the Solo King and something like that, and I'm like, and then this bird comes down, and I'm like, Okay, that was all right. But
That's
anyway, I guess I wasn't too shocked because I was just like, oh, this is like a Dynasty Warriors version of Wukong, and so I'm like, first it's monkeys, now it's chicken men, god of cluck.
Do you think this is what the chicken from the Family Guy did before he moved to Rhode Island to settle into a quiet life with his wife and children?
Before he got fat, yeah,
Before he
probably.
got the I know it's not a comedic game. Like it's a serious game, but
This is
I don't think I could conceivably play this game as some mighty kung fu sword wielding chicken and
yeah.
not laugh every single slash of the way. That's just me.
Only only if every time he makes a big move, he goes, "Bakak!"
That's the ultimate.
Bakak!
the
Bakak!
the final boss.
Bakak!
The final boss is the one pulling the strings behind everything, even though this is a Korean novel about a rooster fighting off armies of zealots. The master of the zealots is Colonel Sanders.
He's the only chicken, though. Everybody else is like humanoid.
Exactly. That's exactly though. That's the point. That's okay. I'm curious to follow this as we get closer to release. No release date attached, but interesting enough. So there it is. Project Chicken Wing or Project Windlass, whatever you want to call it, is right there. And then we get into Lucasfilm, Star Wars Galactic Racer. I don't
Dude,
remember seeing this part. I think
oh my
this was
god.
a section of this presentation I didn't get to see. So, do you remember anything about the Galactic Racer?
Oh, dude, I remember. Okay, I have fond memories of doing pod racing when I was a kid on the N64. So
Yes, same.
this game, when this, ugh, I hate racing games. I'm not a racing kind of person, but this game I will play the crap out of.
Really? So you're
I mean,
excited about it?
yeah, you drop into different worlds and you do races, and there's the destruction aspect of it. I mean, to me, this looks like Burnout, except with pods. And
Oh,
so,
say
like,
less.
I know. So, like, the crashes that were happening during it, I was just like, "Oh my god, the slow motion camera of the crashes." I was like, "This is Burnout, Burnout."
They did the thing.
They did the thing.
Oh, sweet. I'm going to have to go on back and watch the gameplay trailer of this.
Huh.
Cool. For as much crap that Lucasfilm gets, I'm happy that their games aren't suffering as much. So cool. Galactic Racer. I'm going to have to look into that. And that comes out this year. And that goes for everything. So that'll be awesome. And then we get into another major game coming out
Mhm.
this year, actually within the next few months, 007 First Light.
Mhm.
I did miss this one too. What can you share about 007 First Light from this state of play?
Man, honestly, it's the same stuff that we've seen. At this point, it's like I'm tired of seeing stuff. I just want the game to come out. They talk about like the lifespan of an agent is super short, and you don't really have much of a life outside of this. Like you're born to do this job, and we're bringing back the double O. The queen wants her special ops, and you're one of them, and so um, again, just a montage of him beating the crap out of baddies and, sneaking around, blowing up bridges and they were like, of course, if anybody ever catches you, we'll deny you have ever existed in the first place. But, again, it's baby Bond and him getting his double O. So, I mean, what's not to like?
So basically, just another side dish to kind of keep you occupied or kind of keep
Yep.
you satiated until the release beginning of the summer. Um, do you think this will scratch the secret agent itch that you might have gameplay wise? Do you think this will satisfy your needs?
I think yeah, I think it'll be fine. I mean, these are the guys behind Hitman. I think they'll be good.
Hmm.
So,
Cool. To me, just based off what I know and what I've seen, it kind of looks like a blending of Hitman and Uncharted.
mhm.
So I don't know. We'll see. Just hopefully it's not like a super drawn out story like Uncharted tends to be sometimes. All right. Next, we get the announcement of what we were expecting, Volume 2 of the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection. And this includes Guns of the Patriots and Peace Walker. Of course, Guns of the Patriots was a PS3 release title, or not a release title, but it was released on the PS3, exclusive to the PS3, and for the longest time was locked to the PS3, and there was no way to play it unless you had a PS3. And it's funny because I was just watching or listening to a podcast about, I was watching a Watch Mojo thing about, some games that are like, man, Metal Gear Solid 4 came up on the list. They're like, man, and here's hoping that we'll get a port. And then it's funny because the next day was the state of play that was announced here. And then Peace Walker was, I believe that was a PSP or a PS Vita
Mm-hmm.
title, and then it would get ported to the PS3 and the PS4, I'm pretty sure. And it kind of it was one of those games that came out before 5, like it would kind of help set the stage for Metal Gear Solid 5 and Ground Zeroes and things. So did not visit anything on the Volume 1 collection of this, and I'm not really a Metal Gear Solid aficionado. It looks cool. I have Ground Zeroes and Phantom Pain, and I've played several hours of each, and it's fun. I just haven't committed to finishing it yet. So do you have any experience in the MGS world?
No, I mean the PS1 version way back then, but I didn't play a lot of it, so this
Yeah.
is not really a me kind of game.
Gotcha. Not into the tactical espionage action, the T, as it
Mm-mm.
were. So yeah, there he goes. And then Darwin's Paradox. Know nothing about this one. Apparently, there's a
So,
demo out for it.
oh, that'd be great. I didn't know there was a demo out. I guess I missed that part, but man, it was so funny how they transitioned from Metal Gear to this Darwin's game, because you know the big shtick about Metal Gear, how Snake is normally hidden underneath a box.
Mm-hmm.
And so they started um they started Darwin's game out where he snuck around in a box, and then outside the box hole came a little tentacle and it grabbed Solid Snake's headband.
Oh,
and
really?
he puts the headband on, and
That's
it goes
cute.
through like an episode of him like sneaking around doing Solid Snake like sneaks,
Amazing.
but as an octopus. And then it went to the real game. So it was really clever and funny how they transitioned from these two games. No, this one looks kind of good. It's more cartoony, but it's the same concept as Metal Gear Solid. You're doing a whole lot of sneaking around, trying not to get caught. But it's cartoony. It's more playful. It's not so serious.
Mm.
So
So reading the little blurb that it has here, it's a Konami upcoming puzzle platformer. Follows the misadventures of a young octopus after a mysterious force thrusts him out of the ocean and onto the streets. And this game looks charming, and it's getting a demo, which is already out. So that made me think of Stray. Stray was a game that as I was perusing my PS5 library of things to play, I came across Stray, and I was like, man, I've heard a lot of good things about Stray. And that seems kind of cutesy. Do you think, because I know nothing about Darwin's Paradox, I haven't seen anything about it. So would it be more akin to Stray, or is it like kind of its own thing?
Stray is that's not what Stray is. Stray is you're in this world that's basically post-apocalyptic, that's still surviving off of old technology, and they've kind of repurposed themselves to think that they're humanoid robots. Um, and so, but then you've also got this dark underbelly of nobody's ever seen light before, and it's all sheltered. So Stray is great for a different reason.
Oh, okay.
Um, but I mean, it's a great game. It's kind of a tearjerker.
Gotcha.
Um, and just to kind of see the life that these robots are trying to live when they don't have real life problems. It's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but anyway, no, Darwin's Paradox seemed more like Finding Nemo esque, like you're in the ocean or you're in this big body of water or you're, in the streets and you're just trying to figure out where to go and you're just don't want to get boiled. So you're avoiding these cooks. Like in one of the scenes that they show, you're walking behind all these cooks that they're just looking up like here's a recipe on how to cook octopus.
Oh my
Here's
God.
another recipe on how to cook octopus. And you're just like, just trying to sneak past them. Yep.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, this one seems a lot more playful.
Cool.
whereas Stray was a little bit more serious.
I'm gonna have to try this demo out. Then that looks fun. That
Hmm.
sounds like something I
And
would
then,
enjoy.
eh, and play Stray too. Stray's really good.
Yeah. Then we have a new entry into the Castlevania series, a new 2.5D, Belmont's Curse.
Hmm. Which looks
Um,
gorgeous.
it looks really cool, very very cool. The only Castlevania game that I have played to completion was Lords of Shadow on the 360, which
Hmm.
was a phenomenal game. I thought that was really really cool. Um,
And I haven't played any Castlevania, but I watched the Netflix series,
mhm.
and so them talking about Lord Belmont, I was like, hey, I know that guy.
Yeah,
So,
hey, yeah, crossover. Dude, Lords of Shadow was so cool because it's like a prequel to the series. It's about Gabriel Belmont and his journey to get to where he's going and stuff. And it was
mhm.
really, really fun. Very actiony, but super cool. So that's really fun to have another entry in this long, long franchise. It's like 40 years old, I think, now. I think they're celebrating 40 years this year, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't know. I may have to go back and experiment with some
Yeah,
Castlevania games. So
and I may play this game. I don't know. It looks like a game I'd be interested in, but I don't know.
yeah, yeah,
So until I get my hands on it, I won't know
sure.
how I truly feel about it.
And then for both of us, a new spooky game, Silent Hill Townfall.
Yep, not playing it.
Yeah, yeah, same here. Never played any of the Silent Hill games. I never understood the draw to them outside of it being a spooky game, but I've never understood the hook behind them, and just based off of the very minimal combat, or like the very limited combat that you do, and like the spookiness of everything
Hmm.
and all that. So I mean, this
Well,
completely
and like
missed me.
I think what they're trying to do with this Silent Hill stuff, because they just had Silent Hill F and all that, the Japanese Silent Hill kind of looking game. It's from what I understood was Silent Hill was a town, and it was a very isolated town, and then these things happened during this town, and it was this mist or whatever. But it looks like they're trying to sell that Silent Hill is less of a place and more of a state of mind, or think about the Underdark or the Underverse or whatever you want to call it, where it's a different parallel universe. Um, and inside this universe is very demonic, very twisted, very dark. And so you as the person don't know that you're in a different like everything still looks the same to you, except there's all these demonic beings. So you're trying to figure out how to get back to your world, but you don't know that you're not in your world. You just think weird things are happening in your world, but you're not actually in your world. So, again, would I play this game? No, but do I?
Absolutely not.
I like the movies. I think they're really cool.
I don't think
Um,
I've seen the movies. So
they're more thriller than
mm,
they are horror. So, um, yeah,
yeah,
no, I mean, the movies were really good.
yeah.
So, if that's the direction they're going, I hope, then this is probably really good. I do remember playing the original Silent Hill game, but again, I'm a wuss, so I lasted about, like, 30 minutes, and I was like, "I'm taking it back to the rental place."
There you go. Hey, I'm not
So,
afraid to admit it. I don't like spooky games. So
nope.
yeah. So I mean, that drew a glaze for me. It was like not for me. So we're waiting to move on from that. Konami announces a game called Rev Noir, a new JRPG.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know anything else besides just the simple announcement. I think that's all it was. Really, it was just an announcement, teaser. I think so.
Yeah, again, I think this is talking the big thing here is that Konami is coming back with all these games.
Hmm.
Games that they're known for, games that they're, um, they've really brought their name up for. And this is another JRPG. It's gonna be a lot bigger in Japan than it is. They're gonna be over here.
Sure.
But the premise of like this rainfall, it's gorgeous. It's beautiful to look at, and it brings life, but also it brings death because anything that's touched by it, while looking like fireworks or looking like it's creating this new vibrant form of life, is actually destroying life. And you see that when one of the characters gets rained on, and you can see them, and they see the field of people that were rained on, and they basically deteriorated. So what that means, whether it's a statue-esque kind of thing or whether they're really dead, we're not sure. So
Interesting.
anyway, JRPG looks cool. I'm not a JRPG kind of guy, so
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know. And then I think one of the most unexpected announcements to come out of this state of play was a John Wick game was announced
Mhm.
with Keanu Reeves. I knew nothing about this leading up to this. I didn't know that this was something in active development or not, but from what I understand, they have like Keanu Reeves actually reprising his role as John Wick, and
Mhm.
I mean, how brilliant. Who doesn't want a John Wick game? I would play the crap out of that.
Oh yeah. Well, and the big thing here is, John Wick is anything and everything is a weapon. So I think if they go that direction with this, I think it would be really cool.
Mhm.
I walk into a kitchen and I can use anything on the walls, anything on the floor. If I can do that, I will play the crap out of this game. But if it's like I have a predetermined 3 or 4 items that I can use, I don't think this is gonna be the game for me.
Yeah, I should be able to use a napkin holder as a weapon
Exactly.
and an oven
If I
mitt.
can't do that, then get out of my way.
That's going back to the rental store. And there's not even
Yes.
any rental stores that exist. That's how much I would be angered.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I would
invent time machine and go back to the past
No, no,
to
no, no, no.
turn this game
I'd be
in.
even pettier. I would call you immediately and say, okay, hey, here's a new plan. New plan. We're gonna go into a new business together, and we're gonna
Mhm.
open up a rental store, and we're gonna call it Gaming
Mhm.
Daddies, right? Because branding, and we're gonna rent all these games. It's gonna be awesome, and it's gonna offer it. One of the first games we're gonna do is John Wick, and then we're gonna open up. We're gonna enjoy a grand opening. 1 month in, we're shutting it down
Mhm.
just so I can return that game back to our store, and then
Perfect.
shut it all down.
Uh-huh. And then carry the couch back downstairs.
Thank you for bringing that back up. It was sectional, to be honest, it's sectional more than a couch. And then I'll help you transport a bed frame and a
Mhm.
trailer, and you not break the leg or the freaking speed bumps. I get brain damage again. It's awesome. I love how we're
Mm.
reminiscing. So we move from awesome unannounced John Wick game coming to talking about Konami bringing the heat. Like, we're reviving franchises, we're bringing new things back, and Capcom's doing a lot of the same thing too. Even though they weren't as present with it, they have gone on in interviews stating that there are IP that they are wanting to bring new entry and new life into, like Mega Man and Devil May Cry and things like that, that are wanting
Yeah.
to revive, essentially. So we're getting that from Capcom, we're getting that from Konami, and now with this next entry is the latest installment from Bungie, Marathon, coming out in just a few months. I know nothing, or at least I don't remember anything about Marathon when it was initially announced. What do you remember anything about this game? It just looks like a shooter game to me.
Well, I mean, it's Bungie, so everybody expects this to be the
Halo.
Halo sequel. Um, yeah, I'm not thrilled about this game.
Oh,
Um,
really? Okay, okay.
I think some people are. I think some people expect this to be the next Halo, and it doesn't look like that to me. It looks, I don't know. I don't know what to think of this game. I'm gonna let the hype die on it. I'm gonna let them kind of cook on it and see what it becomes. But this just looks like a weird paintball game to
I
me,
was
and
just I was thinking that, yeah.
I don't love it. So, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. And it looks, I don't know. So, I knew nothing about Marathon except for it's the Bungie reboot coming back. They're back in the game, boys. And then to see this trailer, I don't know.
Now, didn't they do Anthem? Was that the same studio that did Anthem, the
Bungie,
mech one?
I don't remember who did Anthem.
But I hope that Marathon does not go the way of Anthem.
BioWare.
That was BioWare. Okay. So hopefully this isn't Bungie's, Anthem or
Mm-hmm.
Concord. With Anthem, it launched and then it died out very quickly. And they tried to revive that, and then it just didn't happen. They just shut off servers. Concord fell out of the gate and just died
Mm-hmm.
immediately. And so Bungie really needs this one to not be either of those things. And
Yep.
this doesn't look, appealing to me. But hopefully there's more to it than what it appears to be. So
Yeah.
anyway, we get our usual slate of PlayStation Plus editions that they usually do at these state of plays. New titles being added, Marvel, Spider-Man, and things like that. So nothing crazy there. A new game called Big Walk. Not sure what that is. Definitely does not look like something for me, but it is supposedly from the same studio from Untitled Goose Game. Did not play that game, but it looks pretty hilarious. So,
Well, and this one, number one, you have to have friends, and we don't have those. So,
oh, true. It's facts.
number two, like it's one of those like you can't beat the game unless you have people that you're telling what to do. So it's kind of like you walk around, you talk, you find things. Like one of the things they showed was they were on the other side of a mirror wall or the other side of a window, and they were holding up these signs, and they were walking around like I guess the people that are on one side of the window know what they're supposed to be looking for, and the other people are looking for it. But it doesn't look like there's much of a reason to play this game. It just kind of looks like we're
Something
bored,
to
let's
do.
walk around.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, hey, let's hang around and laugh, and while we're doing that, we'll kind of do stuff. I don't know what the purpose of this game is. So
Something not for us, but I'm sure there's an audience for it out there somewhere in
sure.
the ether. Housemark released another Saros trailer.
Hmm.
Saros. We need pronunciation guides to go with these titles. Housemark Studios is probably best known for Returnal,
Hmm.
another game, 3D shooter game, but that's more like roguelike and bullet hell type thing. So I know nothing about Saros, but I would imagine that would probably fall in the same vein, something similar to that.
Yeah, except so Returnal was very, I don't want to say punishing, but it was like you progressed by learning the mechanics of the monsters. This one, there's more permanent upgrades. So every time that you complete a run, you can upgrade your equipment, you can upgrade your armor, it's like a skill tree that you upgrade as you go along. That's what they released in this gameplay trailer. As
Okay.
well as um, when you can also choose boons and buffs to
Hmm.
change the balance of your game, but you always have to keep so you can't just boon yourself without buffing yourself. Um, so you have to keep the game balanced. So if you do, more armor piercing bullet rounds, then you also have to say, but I take more damage by doing this. So there's a balance mechanism to this, but also there's a skill tree aspect to this where you have permanent upgrades. Uh, but it is a roguelite. I mean, you go, you get demolished. They said death is inevitable,
Sure.
but you're gonna be able to progress. So, and then of course, anybody that doesn't know who it is, the iZombie star that everybody loves, Raul, is the main actor and just a
That's
phenomenal actor.
Oh, he's
Um,
awesome. He
yes,
is he is awesome. Okay, I do remember the first announcement for this game then. Okay,
yeah.
cool. So as a big fan of roguelikes and roguelites as they were, that is an element that I wish there were more of. The permanent progression system, like death is you're not basically reliant on being punished because you don't know how a mechanic works, but
Hmm.
like each run is, fruitful and you're actually working towards something, like better skills or better equipment or
Hmm.
better stats or whatever to help make each run just a little, you can progress a little bit further each time. You get those elements in Elden Ring. You get those in Rogue Legacy and other games like that, but in some you don't. But I'm happy to see that this is a mechanic that is being utilized in this particular title. So I'm a little more privy to kind of check this out because of
Yeah.
that alone. So cool. Looking forward to hearing more about that. And that's April 30th. We're coming up on that as well. Next, we have a new Marvel game, Tokon Fighting Souls, a
Hmm.
Marvel fighting game.
Yep.
I remember seeing the first announcement trailer for this, and it looked really cool. I'm not a fighting game person,
Hmm.
but I got to try it out because it's Marvel. So it's very like 2v2, 3v3 type team type settings from what I remember. I signed up for the closed beta and got the passcode and the download for it, and then
Yeah.
I missed the playing window because I was busy doing something. But um, I don't know if there's a demo for this, I might give it a try. But yeah, Tokon Fighting Souls and their announcement of the Unbreakable X-Men.
Hmm.
And then I believe what is probably the main event of this particular state of play, and what we did not anticipate being announced, is the God of War trilogy remake.
Hmm.
Not a remaster, not a port or a collection, but a remake.
Yeah. I mean, this is going to be, from what I understand, this is a ground up remake, similar to Final Fantasy series, like the Final Fantasy VII remake. The question that nobody really knows the answer to is this going to be a complete mechanic change? Is this just a graphical because we know the engine that they used for PlayStation 3 was not the same engine that's available on any other systems. So, I mean, if they remake this game, they have to take it out of whatever engine PS3 was in. Hold on, let me just look that up. What engine? This is saying cell processor, but I don't think that's what I'm looking for.
Hmm.
Um, anyway, so to take it out of there and put it into something like Unreal Engine, it's going to have to be a ground up remake. They
Oh,
can't
sure.
just switch engines on it. So is this going to be a graphical remake, or is this going to be a ground up mechanical remake? That's my big question. Gameplay, everything. If it's that, then I'm all for it. I'm here
Mhm.
for it. I'd love to go through the original Greek series.
Oh, that's
Um,
crazy. And to remake the trilogy, this is not like just the first one remake. This is like the trilogy remake. That's a massive
yeah, the
undertaking.
whole story.
So my initial thought on the remake is there's lots of pros and there's one major con. So I think that if they're going to use any type of engine, it would be the one that they used for God of War 2018 and Valhalla. No, was that what it was called?
Yeah.
Yeah, Valhalla.
Ragnarok,
Um,
Ragnarok, Ragnarok, Ragnarok.
Ragnarok, sorry. That they'll use that, like it'll be in the vein of that combat
Mhm,
system and style. A more refined, progression system for skills and for upgrades and things like that. I imagine this will be completely reimagined like they did with 7, and it's probably going to be more fleshed out because they were limited on that hardware for PS2 and for PS3, so they have an opportunity to kind of bloat it out some more and to kind of expand upon the entire story of this Greek epic. And
mhm,
while if they were going to do a God of War announcement of any kind, I was expecting a setting in Egypt. Like I was fully
mhm,
expecting a new title, not this remake here. And I'm all for it, man. The God of War trilogy was just so incredibly amazing. And I remember fondly playing through that whole trilogy as it was coming out, and it was just so fun. My big hang up with this, and I've stated this several times before on this podcast, is that I'm fine if you're going to announce, hey, we have this as we're remaking the God of War trilogy. How
Well
soon will this come out after this announcement trailer, though?
they said it's still early stages. It's gonna be I bet 5 years for our first one.
And that hurts so bad. It's
Oh,
like,
but they also announced that they're not taking away they're still making a new God of War game. Like, it is in development. It's
mm,
a different subsection of Santa Monica Studios are working on that. So, they still have a new IP.
okay, well I missed that part,
Yeah.
and that's my big
And
gripe
it
with
it
Bethesda.
is and from what we do know, it is in Egypt
Well, take
because
my
they
money.
had this spoiler. They had the Egyptian spoiler on there. They showed the hieroglyphic for, like, the Egyptian
Perfect.
hieroglyphics.
Well, I'm
It
sold then.
I think it's when you ended spoilers, I think when you end Ragnarok and you make it up to the top of the mountain, like, there's Egyptian hieroglyphs, um, and so we know one of 2 things, either, um the boy is going to go off to Egypt and they're going to create a new style game, or we're going to take the God of War himself and he's going to go to Egypt. We don't know which, but
Gotcha. All right, well, I'm on board with that too. So, but yeah, just don't tell me something is coming and then it's 10 years out. That's annoying.
yeah.
Just you gotta build up because now you have hype for it, and
Mhm.
so you can't let the hype train run out of gas before you get there. So anyway,
Yeah.
that's a soapbox for a different day. But I am super excited for this remake. I'm excited for the next installment in the series as we go forward. And then not only did Santa Monica come out with this banger, but they came out with another one too. And there's a new God of War game out that's already out.
Mhm.
What is it?
So this Mega Cat Studios did a kind of a 2D action game that is the origin of the God of War. And so it's back before he became the God of War, before he, got these powers and became, a demigod, and was basically deemed as immortal. He was a soldier from Sparta, and so this is kind of his journey when he was early in the Spartan Wars, and kind of him going through. And it looks like he kind of has a partner that works with him, but this is God of War: Sons of Sparta. So,
So it features him and his brother Deimos.
yeah. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
I didn't know who the other character was, but I
Mm-hmm.
was. I do remember that there were during when he was talking to his son Atreus. They were telling war stories. He would talk about his times in the Spartan army, but there wasn't a lot of details. So this is interesting. This is number one that they went this art style and art direction, but
Mm-hmm.
number two that this is the game they kind of pushed out.
Mm-hmm. And it's like in Shadow Drop, like that was available right
Mm-hmm.
then. And that's
Yep.
awesome. I love the art style that they chose for that. I love that it's 2D. It looks fabulous. I want to see some reviews on it before I tip my hat to it and give it a try. But man, it just looks
Mm-hmm.
so cool. And for it to be a prequel to kind of breathe more life into or expand upon his time in the Spartan army with his brother, which if memory serves, you actually have to fight his brother in one of the PSP entries in that series. I think it's Ghost of Sparta. But I think you
Mm,
have to fight his brother. Maybe it's in 2. I don't remember, but I think Deimos isn't the first time I've heard that name. So yeah, that's
yeah.
awesome. And so there it is.
And I've never played the original trilogy, so I'm excited to jump back in and kind of get. I mean, God of War is great, so anything more God of War, I'll take.
Yeah, absolutely. And man, so overall, what is your impression of Sony's state of play? Because this was no like 10-minute, let's announce 2 or 3 games and we're
No,
donezo.
I
Like,
uh, I give it an A+. I think this was a great. I think it was a great showcase. I think Konami coming out and just banger after banger, bringing back some of these old IEPs. I'm excited for God of War. I'm excited for more information on some of these games. I'm excited for. So yeah, I think this was great. Did they leave out a couple of things? Sure. Um,
yeah.
but
But is it more than enough made up for just by the product that they've announced? Absolutely. It's a man, what a time to be a PlayStation fan. What a time to be alive. It's going to be an amazing year for video games. And that actually bridges excellently into a bonus news segment. You want some bonus news?
always.
So, I don't know if you've been living under a rock, but did you see the Diablo 30th anniversary news? Did you see the
What
Diablo
Diablo
30th anniversary?
30th anniversary news? What could
This
you possibly be talking
Oh
about?
my God. You know have you ever heard of an old game that was released a couple days ago, Diablo 2? You ever heard of it? Ever heard of it?
No, what's Diablo 2? Please
Hey,
tell me.
it's a sequel to probably one of the greatest isometric action adventure games ever made, Diablo. Come on. And I mean, we got 4 of them, so I mean, it's kind of important. But we're going back to the past, y'all. Like, they released Diablo 2 Resurrected
Hmm.
for modern platforms, how long has that been? Been a few years ago now?
Yeah, it's been a while.
But this game, Diablo 2 is 25 years old. And then they announced,
Mm,
hey, we're going to add a new class to Diablo 2. You know that game that we released, beginning of the millennium, yeah, we're going to add a warlock class to it. Amazing. So there's
Yep.
warlocks
Well,
now.
that's to create some hype for the new warlock in
Yeah,
Diablo 4.
I know.
So
Didn't we call that? Do we get credit for that?
I didn't call it. I
Did
was
you
really
not?
hoping it would be I was hoping it was a monk.
Get out of here with that monk stuff. Oh my gosh, go play like Diablo 3 or something. Pff, noob. Yeah, warlock, that's awesome. So,
Mhm.
I was just playing D2 Resurrected about a month or two ago, and then I just jumped off of it. But man, I may go back and play just so I
Mhm.
could try the Warlock class. But not only is the Warlock class coming to D2, but it's also being introduced in Diablo Immortal, and then it's the secondary class in Diablo 4. So,
Yep.
man, bangers of announcements there. And then they're
Well,
adding new content to Diablo 2 as well.
yep. And then I also saw the interview with the Blizzard CEO or whoever it is. And she said, celebrating their 35th year, there are all kinds of announcements that are coming up between now and BlizzCon this year in September. So it's going to be one heck of a year for Blizzard.
Dude, this is 2026 is the year of being a gaming nerd.
Yep.
So I need to go and play Diablo 2 Resurrected, I guess. And then I'm more excited now for
Well,
D4 and
just
everything else.
don't be surprised. It's $25 to be able to play the Warlock class.
Well, it's not a free download.
Nope.
Okay. Well, Blizzard. Why I oughta. Okay, well maybe I'll watch Riker cover some Warlock, and if he's high on it, I'll be like, oh, okay, I can trust this Riker guy. He's usually pretty reliable. So
Yep.
interesting. I'm excited for all the
Well,
updates and the revamping of things that they're going to be doing for Diablo 4 when Lord of
me too.
Hatred drops. Oh, what a time to be alive. Is there any other gaming news that was just major that just came out within the last couple weeks?
Nope. I think
We got State of Play, we got Diablo. There was nothing else?
Poketopia is coming out pretty soon.
Oh, that's a Switch 2 though one, isn't it?
Yep.
Dang it. I don't have a Switch
And I
2.
heard that it's phenomenal. So
Oh my gosh, I've only heard good things. I'm excited.
Yep. Yeah. So excited for things that are happening. Hopefully, if I do get a chance to video game, I'll be able to put some hours into my Dragon Quest game and then kind of go from there. I'm like you. I might jump into Resurrected again. If I do, I think I'm going to jump in the PC market. I think I'm going to go get the game for PC. I've also thrown around the idea of doing Baldur's Gate,
Ooh,
but put it on PC. Yep.
Ooh,
So,
I want to.
anyway, we'll
Yeah.
see. We'll see.
Yeah.
I got some things that I want to do and then things that I actually have time to do. So,
Such is the way of being an adult and a parent in the gaming
Yep.
world, in the nerdy space that we live in.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Nicole's been gaming a lot more here recently. She's been playing a lot. She jumped back into Fallout 4, started a new character and everything, and she's super nerd for Fallout 4. It's pretty cute. Like she
Well,
does all
that's
the
not a bad
things and
problem.
like reads all the notes and the terminals, and like when she discovers a vault, she goes and learns what they were experimenting on in the vaults and stuff. It's actually kind of cute.
Wow, what a nerd.
I know. All right, anything else we want to
Man,
cover in tonight's episode?
I think that covers us.
Is this indeed? Well, friend, it's good to be back in the saddle. Good to be back.
Amen. All right. Well, thanks for hanging out with us on today's episode of Gaming Daddies. Don't forget, you can catch the audio version of the podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. And if you want the full video version, head over to youtube.com/Gaming Daddies and join the fun. If you'd like to support the show and help us take it to the next level, consider joining our Patreon at patreon.com/Gaming Daddies. Just like Sean Donahue as your continued support.
My man.
You keep us going, and we could not do it without you. Until next time, this has been Gaming Daddies, and we'll see you in the game.
Peace out.